Welcome to INSZN College Football Show. I am Braxton Wilkes, along with co-founder Christian Berry. We are talking all things college football. Tonight we have a special Thursday night game that we want to talk about, UTSA versus South Florida. So I think let's just get right into it. UTSA, just quick update on this. UTSA coming off a big win against Tulane. That kind of knocked Tulane, what everyone is saying, out of the college football playoff. And obviously Memphis, now out of the American, is projected to be in the college football playoff. The spread on this game is 13.5 in favor of South Florida. This game is being played in Tampa, and the over-under is 68.5. So early on, your initial thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I think the highest level is that, UTSA's offense and South Florida's offense are fine. They're pretty decent. They rank 37th and 22nd, respectively, in SP+. So I think, one, this is going to be a high-scoring game because if you look at their defensive rankings, which are 98 and 63, respectively, they're not able to stop much. So I think this is going to be a high-scoring game just right off the bat. UTSA coming off a big win. Can they translate that into USF? Can they try to get bowl eligible? That's the question. I want to look at South Florida's offense versus UTSA's defense and just kind of see, are there any takeaways here that we can look at that saying, hey, is UTSA going to be able to stop South Florida's offense, especially in the passing game? Byrum Brown. I think Byrum Brown's one of the better quarterbacks in the NCAA this year, and he's kind of going under the radar a little bit. When they had the hype at the beginning of the season, a lot of people were talking about him, and it's kind of fallen off a little bit. But I think that he's been a pretty good quarterback this year. I think they're able to effectively move the ball. They're averaging about 261 passing yards per game, about 2.38 passing touchdowns per game. So he's effective in getting the ball down the field, and they're able to complement that pretty well with a rushing attack that's giving, they've been able to produce about 225 rushing touchdowns per game and 2.38 rushing yards and rushing touchdowns per game. Anything you want to take away here?
Yeah, no, I just want to talk. You mentioned briefly Byrum Brown. I mean, that kid's a stud. He, unlike many quarterbacks who are, avoiding a hit or sliding to avoid a hit, he is looking for hits. And he, showed that off early in their win against Florida, win against Boise State. And he's kind of continued that. You're right. The hype for him kind of fell off after their Miami loss. Yeah. But he is a stud, and he's a very good quarterback. The other thing I kind of wanted to highlight on this game, and what I have marked as my X factor for this game, is Owen McCown. Okay. Obviously, that name sounds very familiar to a lot of people. It's Josh McCown's son, but he is coming off that Tulane win. They won 48 to 26. He had 100% accuracy percentage, 31 of 33. Overall grade, we had him at a 92.2. He threw for 375 yards and 4 touchdowns. Probably the best game we've seen out of a college quarterback. And he, was National Player of the Week honors and American Player of the Week honors and Offensive Player of the Week, all of those kind of things, and deservedly so. I mean, one of the better games we've seen. And I know the World Series kind of overshadowed that game on Friday night, but he's coming off the best performance of his career by far, but potentially the best performance we've seen from a quarterback all season.
Yeah, and we've seen flashes of that this year. I mean, I think Tulane is probably one of the better defenses they've faced, other than, obviously A&M. But I think one of the better defenses they faced this year, he's shown flashes of his ability to be highly accurate. I mean, if we look at, 2 weeks ago against Rice, he was 15 for 21, but with an accuracy percentage of 84.2. I mean, that ranks very highly across the NCAA. But that accuracy rating of 100%, I don't know if I've actually seen that this year. And so I wonder if he can replicate that type of performance this week against USF. I mean, you can't, no matter what type of defensive coverages you put up, when you have an accuracy rating of 100%, that doesn't necessarily mean every ball is caught by the receiver, but it's put in a position to be caught by the receiver and not turned over. So if he's able to kind of carry that into this weekend, I think you could see kind of a little bit of surprise and maybe break into that home spread right now, which we have 14 points, 14.5 points. I don't know. I think that's maybe the only outlier that I'm seeing from this game that could change my purview. But should we take a look at Byrum Brown as well to take a look at how he looks?
Yeah, let's just kind of look at him, and so we can kind of compare the two quarterbacks in this game.
Yeah, so I mean, again, pretty accurate quarterback overall, probably averaging around 72, 73% accuracy. Not a great game last week against Memphis. 269 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 59% completion rate. But one thing that I think that is notable that you either see quarterbacks that are more single dimensional, which is going to be that pro style quarterback, or you're able to see them kind of being able to cross between that dual threat quarterback. His rushing ability complemented with his overall passing ability, I think that's going to be kind of the one of the main themes of the game. He's able to get yards on the ground, having a blitz pass, grade of B+ and a pressure pass of C-. What that kind of tells me here is, when he's under pressure in the pocket, he might not make the best decisions that in terms of, not producing turnover-worthy plays or accurate passes. But with his rushing ability, he's able to scramble out of the pocket and pick up yards on the ground. So I think that's kind of one of the other keys I see for Byrum Brown to kind of continue leading this team to a pretty good record. But really no other huge high-level analytical takeaways.
Yeah, no, I think that really the quarterback play in this, specifically Owen McCown, but, Byrum Brown as well, is going to be the X factor in this game. It's going to kind of both teams are going to go with their quarterback. Not that the game's on their shoulders, but both teams are going to play as well. I mean, you can't get better than 100% accuracy rate. You might have a drop here or there or something, but the ball's being protected, not turned over, and you're giving receivers a chance to make a catch on every throw you have. And that's something that we'll see sometimes. I think we probably saw it. Ty Simpson early on when they played UL Monroe. We went 17 for 17. You're when you're less than 20 throws or something in a game, or you're playing an opponent that is not as good defensively. We've seen that, or at least close to 100%. To see that against a phenomenal Tulane defense, or one of the better defenses, at least in the American, and one of the better defenses that UTSA has seen. That's phenomenal to me.
Exactly. And doing it on 33 passes with 375 yards. I think that's kind of the takeaway I have there. But yeah, so I think from that standpoint, I think it's going to be a quarterback's game. If McCown has a great game again, I think that I would take UTSA points, but it's hard to bet on that one way or the other. I think that they've had some bad losses this year. The North Texas loss wasn't great. The Temple loss wasn't great. The Texas State loss is now seemingly pretty bad. So it's kind of a little bit up in the air, but I'd be interested to see how this game turns out.
Yeah, I am too. I'm excited to watch it. It's Thursday night. Unless you're watching NBA basketball, this is something to tune into for sure. Or even if you are, have a second screen. Well, thank you. That's all we have for today. This was the INSZN College Football Show. If you could just comment on this video, follow, like, subscribe us, check us out on X and Instagram, and then INSZN.co or INSZNCFB.com to see the site that we've been using and promoting and all of that. So thank you for joining us. We appreciate y'all, and we will see y'all next week.